Okay, this is part two of a video I started a little while ago. The device I was using ran out of space, so I'm having to divide this into two videos. What I was talking about is the changes in my channel. I started out, my channel was about spiritual things, about biblical and God's working in my life, and me giving testimony about the great works that God's done in my life. And I am a preacher's kid, and I'm also a third generation mechanic. And what I started doing was, as I'd taken used many videos to learn how to do things that I hadn't done, because they're changing things so fast in the automotive industry, started feeling compelled to put something back. So I started making videos where I couldn't find a video on a specific job. I had to slowly learn how to do it myself. I've been able to help quite a few people who have made comments and really thanked me profusely in some cases, that I saved them a lot of money by being able to do things that there were no videos about. And my videos, because I don't have a cameraman and I'm close to a highway where there's a lot of noise from the traffic, they haven't been the greatest videos, but they still have been successful in being able to help people, because they're still able to see the content of how I'm doing things. And you still are, even though there's a lot of background noise, they've been able to understand what I was saying. I even had one gentleman that lived like probably in the radius of 30 miles. He ran into me one time and he said, "I saw you on YouTube." He said, "I was putting a starter on my mother's car and I couldn't find a video, but I finally did, and it ended up it was you." He said, "It's a small world." I said, "Well, I'm glad I could help." But the main thing I started out with was to spiritually have a channel about the topic of spiritual things, and talking about God and His goodness and what He's done for me, and then a lot of other things to do with the same topic. Being a preacher's kid, I feel kind of compelled to minister a little bit, only as the Spirit moves me to do so. I don't want to just come up with a bunch of boring stories, that nobody wants to hear. But occasionally I'll have something that's worth telling, or at least it seems to me that it is. And some of you seem to have agreed with me. I've had some good comments. But the thing is, the reason I wanted to address this issue of having both types of content on the same channel is because I have lost some subscribers, and I'm pretty sure it's the ones that signed up as a subscriber because they liked the mechanic videos, and they probably thought that I was going to have a whole lot of mechanic videos, which I don't. I have mostly the spiritual stuff. And so what I decided to do a while back, and I've tried to remember to do this, and I'm going to try to focus on it and do it more, is on the title where it says what it's about. I'll either put, if it's about a spiritual topic, I'll put something along the line of spiritual or biblical or God, something to do with God or the Spirit, and to identify it that, yes, this is a video. If you're looking for the spiritual stuff, then you're on the right video. And if you're not at all inclined to watch an automotive DIY video, you'll do it yourself, and that's just not your thing, well, I'm going to put auto DIY at the beginning of the title, so that those of you that are watching for the spiritual stuff will think, well, you know what, I don't want to particularly watch that one. I'm not interested and I have no reason to watch it. I totally get that. And I could always use the watch hours if you just wanted to let it play. But I almost feel kind of bad even saying that. But they did put up these stipulations later, way after I opened my channel. You used to not have to do any of that 4,000 watch hours. Oh, by the way, for you that want to know, I'm at almost 2,600 out of the 4,000 in the past 365 days. So 2,000, I'm just barely under 2,600 watch hours for the past year. So that means if I had 1,600 watch hours added to that, then I would start getting, I don't know what they'd pay, but they'd pay something apparently. But I do have the fulfillment of the subscribers. I got over 1,000 subscribers, and I have had for some time now. So any of you that feel compelled to play some of my videos that you wouldn't normally, I don't know, there's some really good spiritual stuff on there that I think you'd benefit from hearing. But the automotive DIY, that's going to be a different group. And so primarily my whole focus on this video is to tell you guys that if you're wanting my spiritual content, it will be identified in the description. And please, I hope I don't forget and not do that. But that's my intention. And so I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to, the old dog, new trick thing, and start identifying that. And I do plan to put out more spiritual videos. I have tried to put out, I've had several ideas lately. I had a really great idea, I thought, recently on how to clean out the vent louvers between the hood and the windshield. And it came to me on how to do it. I was trying to buy a product, and I couldn't find it anywhere on the internet, so I designed one out of something very simple. You can watch the video if you want. It's my last actually it's the one before last. The last one was addressing a problem on a vintage car that didn't have enough clearance between the fan, the electric fan, and the water pump. But the one prior to that, it says something about cleaning the vents. And I made a short too. The shorts have a whole lot of views really quick. Like I had like over 1,000 views in a day on that one about the vents. But I don't think the shorts are really helping that much, except it might get a few people on the channel that might subscribe. So I don't know. I've always, I guess, kind of prided myself on I've never asked anybody to subscribe. I hadn't until just recently. And watch my videos and click the bell. I don't like all that. But I'm just going to go ahead and say it. You have not because you ask not. If there's anybody out there that you feel compelled maybe to go ahead and click the bell and subscribe, go ahead and do it. It'll help me out. If nothing else, it'd help me feel better about it, because I've worked a lot of years on this channel, and while it wasn't intentional to make money in the beginning, I've done it for a long time, and they got ads on them anyway, so I just look at it this way. It wouldn't hurt for them to share some of that with me, and who knows, it might enable me to be able to do more videos. Maybe I could, I don't know where I'm going with that, but yeah, I'd like to have some more subscribers and some more watch time. I'd like to see what they're going to actually pay on it. Who knows? I mean, I'm kind of like nearing retirement age anyway. I'm pretty much there, but I don't ever want to sit down and do nothing. So I'm really not opposed to doing these YouTube videos. But anyway, I think I've said way too much here. What I wanted to do is get the point across. I'm going to try to label the videos for, I didn't have two separate channels. I should have done it that way. I didn't. And instead of trying to start over with a different channel, I want to just start identifying. You guys that are on board with me with the spiritual stuff, it's going to tell you right up front, spiritual or biblical or something along the lines that you'll know what it's talking about. And then if it says auto DIY and you're the spiritual folks, then, I understand. You don't have to watch that. And you guys that are watching for the auto DIY stuff, you'll know right up front. It's going to tell you auto DIY and then the topic. So thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate every one of you. You've been a blessing to me. Just the encouragement I've got from so many of you guys that's emailed me and messaged me through the messages. And I'm going to try to be here more. I've had a lot of things going on in my life, and sometimes you learn a lot, when you're going through a lot of things. And so I'm going to get off of here. This device has more space on it, but I'm not going to take advantage of it. I've already made one video today, so I'll look for you in the next one. God bless every one of y'all. Hope to see you there. Take care.